Returning now to our top story, yesterday's deadly shooting rampage at a light rail yard in San Jose, California. 10 people are dead, including the gunman who took his own life. The massacre happened early yesterday morning as transit staff, including the shooter's own co-workers, were preparing for the morning commute. Jamie Yuccas is in San Jose and joins us now with more. Jamie, at this point, there are still so many questions, but I guess I'll just start with, what are things like there now? I don't even know if the rail yard reopened or not, but just give us an idea of what the scene is like.
Well, Anne-Marie, I can tell you that the rail yard is just directly behind me. You can see some of the light rail cars just right there, and that is one of the buildings where the shootings occurred. We know that they occurred over 2 buildings, and there's been a lot of processing of these scenes to make sure that not only investigators are collecting evidence, but that they also, for an extended amount of time yesterday, had to go through and make sure that there were no bombs inside those buildings after a bomb-sniffing dog detected a scent inside of one of those buildings. So at this point, we still don't know a motive. We also still don't know what type of weapon was used in this shooting, waiting on answers on both of those and whether or not the shooter was able to buy that gun firearm legally at this point in time. We know that he killed now 9 people. There are 9 victims who have passed away, and he injured more than a dozen in this shooting. And so it did happen very, very quickly, which would indicate that potentially an assault rifle was used. But at this point, police have not stated what weapon was used, and we're still waiting for that information to come out today.
It's funny, Jamie, yesterday when we were covering the story live, you could see smoke in the air in some of the chopper shots, and then we learned that there were a couple of fires, and I remember thinking, boy, emergency personnel really have their hands full. Now we learned that at least one of those fires was actually connected to this gunman.
Yeah, it's very fascinating. I can tell you when I checked into the hotel yesterday, you do the chit-chat with somebody at the front desk, right? And she said, oh my gosh, was one of the fires connected to this shooting? And I said, yes. As a matter of fact, it was the suspect's home. Investigators also trying to figure out the connection between the two and figure out if he did in fact start his house on fire, which is what it has been indicated so far, is that this was an arson case, that he lit his house on fire and then came to the scene to shoot his co-workers and then kill himself. Police were here within minutes, I can tell you. His house is only 8 minutes, about 8 miles away from this location, so very close by. So both fire department and law enforcement were able to get to both scenes very, very quickly. And then when there was a link determined, that's where you now have these multiple crime scenes where investigators are having to comb through and figure out just what transpired here, what set off this suspect.
And so speaking of the victims, his co-workers, do we know anything more about them?
I think what's really interesting here is that so many of them had worked for the transit agency for so long. We know that at least one of the members who passed away started here in 1999. And we know that the suspect himself, Sam Cassidy, worked here for almost a decade. So these were longtime employees. And when we talked to the head of the transit authority here, that he said this is like a tight-knit family, that everyone knows each other, that this wouldn't be something where they didn't know who the shooter was. And as a matter of fact, we've heard stories from some family members who told us that other coworkers said that people were yelling for people to hide and to get out and to get away. So we know that there were some heroic actions, as well as the police department is just about a block away. They were here within seconds. And we know that coworkers were trying to get each other out of the building. So it sounds like it was a very tight-knit group of people who had worked here for a very long time. And that's why this is so devastating when you hear some of the stories coming out now. There's also one of the victims. We talked to one of the victims' wives who said that they have a 2-year-old, and she said that that's the most devastating thing, is that her husband's not going to be able to watch their toddler grow up.